Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I'm a Forex trader. I've been trading for 4 years now, and I really want to help dispel the confusion, help shed some light on some of the confusion that people might have about trading Forex. So, before you do anything, if you're coming here to look for more information about Forex or a specific educational platform, watch the video, and I'm going to really explain my journey, my story with I Am Academy, and just my overall outlook and opinion as a real life trader, as someone who this is my full time income. I don't do anything else but trade. So yeah, let's get into it. Um, so I'm 29. I'm from Seattle, and basically I was born in a town called Tacoma, which uniquely enough I have a connection with Pamela Mars, right? Well, no, I won't go into that. Okay. I will save that for another time. Okay. So let's see. So I've been trading 4 years, and when I started trading, it was honestly everything that I have been praying for. I was in a really winter season in my life, right? Like I had manifested this job that I just knew was gonna like save me from poverty and ultimately be like the end all be all, I was gonna be able to progress in this prestigious university and have all these like prestigious jobs and all this different stuff, and that was going to allow me to escape poverty, allow my daughter to not even know what poverty felt like anymore, or my future children, and it just didn't pan out that way. Once I kid you guys not, like I spoke into existence a job at a university where okay, so here we go. I picked up The Secret, read The Secret, and immediately started applying it. And I spoke into existence a job. And I literally worked there for 9 months. And I remember on the first day I got the job, like, I wasn't happy. Okay, so long story short, when I decided to separate from the job, I had no plan whatsoever, and this kind of just fell into my lap. Like I literally was praying, like worried, like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to go back to work? Like I was out of work for maybe like 6 months, and I was loving it and loving spending time with my daughter, and just like the amount of stress that I had on the job at 25 years old as a single mom was a lot. And I know everybody's like, oh, stress is normal, but no, stress is not normal. Stress kills. That's why they call high blood pressure like the silent killer. Like, how do you get high blood pressure? Like, I could feel myself always on edge, always tense, always like irritable, and I would pick up habits that would kind of alleviate that tension that I would feel that most people do, right? Like drinking, smoking, prescription drugs, like all those type of things, right? To just kind of cope and deal with yourself within your body, within your life. So anyway, once I really kind of became aware of what it was doing to me, I no longer could take it. Like I had to stop, and I had no other plan. So I'm praying, and I'm like, I know everything's gonna be all right. At this time, I'm going to like church like 3 times a week. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what did I do? I have a child that I have to take care of. Like I literally called it like my midlife crisis. Like I just kind of, I don't know, like people like have like midlife crises. Like I call it my quarter life crisis. Like I had a quarter life crisis at 25 years old. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right. Let me just stop everything and figure shit out real quick. Like. And lo and behold, like when stuff really, I was really worried, right? Really, concerned, like what was gonna happen, right? Because I had no income at this point. And when trading came across me, I remember the very day that I signed up with IML Academy, Imarketslive, right? I was in a really crazy situation. Like my car had just got towed, and I literally didn't have the money to cover it. It was like $300, and at the time it was doing a little this and a little that to make money. And because I was set, like, I'm not going back to work. Like, I worked for like 10 years in customer service. I used to work at Safeway, like a grocery store, like when I was 15. Like, I've always had a job. And sometimes, like, often I would work like 2 jobs. Like, I didn't have any days off. Like, even as a mom, like, I remember I used to work like 5-6 days a week, like, as a new parent, as a new mom, like, always getting to the money, always chasing the bag. Like, that was it, because I had to survive, and my baby had to have what she needed, and I had to do the best. So, like, if you look at my resume, I have worked at some of the best, like, corporations within the world, so to say, whatever. But because that was, my ambition. Like, I just wanted to make it and be somebody, I would see this vision of myself as like this super hot executive with my little suits and shit, and like in this tower and looking over the city, and and I was just high powered, high influence, and doing good things for the world, positive things for the world, right? But I just didn't know what it could be. So anyway, that's how I envisioned myself, and that's what I wanted to do. And I thought that I could do that through the corporate world, right? So, and I won't like name any names, but like, if you can think of some of the top, like if we're playing Family Feud, right? And they're like, what are the top, that's me and my daughter's show, we love Family Feud. But if they're like, what are the top, like, Fortune 100 companies, right? And if you have to guess however many, like, out of the top 5, what do you think some of them are? And I probably worked at them, right? Especially within the Pacific Northwest region. But anyway, I say all that to say, like, I really tried to make that vision happen. And once I really kind of get my foot in the door, and I really was seeing how stressful and taxing it was for me, like as a person, it was like it was unsustainable. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I could really see how it was doing damage to me, and then me as a single parent, I was damaging my child, and I felt really bad. I felt really guilty about that. And my daughter, her name is Jewel. I believe that she is just the most beautiful blessing, just straight from the sky, given to me. And it's my responsibility to be here for her, and she is here for me. And and just be the best person and the best mom that I can be for her, and like really have a solid relationship with her. Like that really is very important to me. So anyway, and so when we're working this job, it was, oh my gosh, I was like very on edge all the time, just like honestly not a good person to probably be around. And I didn't really have people around because I just was like really not like negative, but like I don't know, I could see how people would do stuff, and I was just like, oh man, I'm okay, I'm just be over here by myself. And just like not necessarily like maybe like Scrooge, like almost like like I just wanted to be by myself, get my money, and hold on to my money, because I wasn't spending money like that either. Like I still have a problem kind of like I mean, maybe I'm more choosy about what I'll spend money on, but anyway, so all that to say, like I was in a really winter season, like a really dark place in my life, and trying to figure out what was next, right? And like I'm a very faith-driven spiritual person, and I know that God has carried me through so many things in my life. So in this time, I'm like, oh my gosh, like please, like legit, like whatever it is, like I need something now, like because I was just so worried, like if I fall off, who was gonna have me and my daughter? So anyway, when I first signed up with Imarketslive, my car literally was towed. I didn't have any money, and I had a couple of friends that ended up sending me money, right? So I had 2 people, right, that sent me the money that I needed to exactly get the tow out. And one person actually paid for the tow, and then another person just like Western Union me the money or whatever. And I kid you not, like I took that money, like maybe, okay, let me set the tone, sorry. So I have been seeing my friend on Instagram, kind of talking about what his business was, what he was doing, like Instagram, like, and just really being really positive and like motivating, and talking about like how he was making money this way. And I don't know, like I looked at it, and I never really kind of I don't know, I never made the connection. Like I never even, I just would, because I never was too invested in social media anyway. So it was just like, I guess I could see how people would like fluff themselves up, right? And I just was like, oh, all right, everything you see, because I already know everything you see on TV is fake, right? So it's here the same thing too, right? Like that was kind of like how I viewed the world, right? So it took me a minute, like for Imarketslive to kind of come across my plate like a couple times, right? And I only think about it now, like in retrospect, like, but at the time, that was the first time I had even really heard about Imarketslive and like really like heard, like seen the plan, like really. And it was a lot different. Like that was in this, like maybe, I don't know, spring of 2017. And basically, oh, look at the little birdies. They're so cute. Hi, little birdies. I love the birds out here. They're just so cute and chirpy, and it's very peaceful. I love this, like, the just, simplicity, being in the moment. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so basically, or not basically, I keep saying basically, that's like one of my, I need to get that word out of my vocabulary. What I'm trying to say is, okay, so after this event that had happened, because, it's a whole crazy thing, but my car got towed, and I finally got the car to tow, right? And before I even drove off the lot, like, I literally, like, was, maybe, I don't know if I called my friend immediately. No, okay. I remember what happened. So, I was scrolling through my Instagram, right? Trying to find people that I could call to, like, help me get my car out of tow, because I literally had no money to get my car out of tow. And, so I'm scrolling, and so that's when I'm really seeing my friend, right? I'm seeing his posts and stuff like that, and I'm like looking at his profile, and I'm like, oh shit, man. I'm like, man, this is what I'm about to do. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm about to do this. Like, let me just, whatever. And my phone is like dying, so whatever. So anyway, I had to, like I said, I had two people help me, and I got the Western Union money. And before I even left the tow yard, I literally called my friend, and I was like, man, like, listening to what he was doing, and we talked maybe for like not even 30 minutes, and I wasn't completely sold, because I knew that this was the answer to my prayers. This is what I had been praying for, even though I didn't even know what it was. Like, I had no idea, but just off what I felt and what I heard, I was like, okay, cool, this is it, because this is what I've been praying for anyway, so I'm just gonna run, right? And this was my mentality, right? Because I had just read The Secret, and so I was like actively applying these principles, like asking any of my friends. I would like, we'd be going to the club or something. I'm like, wait, I got parking favor. Like, don't trip. Like, we're gonna get the best parking spot. I got parking favor. So anyway, so literally, like, on borrowed money, I joined Imarketslive, and I mean, really, the rest is history. Like, I went through a lot to kind of get an understanding of what I was doing, and ultimately who I was becoming within this space now. Because once you really kind of get started with Imarketslive, and like, back then, like, looking at all the videos and all the content and stuff, is really like, I knew that this is something that I could do. I just had to figure out, like, how I was going to come at it and how I was going to do it, right? Because it was literally everything that I wanted to do. I could work from home. I didn't have to be in nobody's face. And the most importantly was, like, when I started to see everything, what I was seeing, there was no cap on the amount of money that I could make. Like, there's no arbitrary rule of saying that, oh, because this, you don't get to get paid this. Because that was what I had experienced at, my previous employer, right? Like, I had this, prestigious state position, and I'm not a college, I'm a college dropout, right? So I didn't qualify, even though I had the experience, right? 5 years of human resources experience. I didn't qualify to be paid in a higher tier like the people that held the position prior to me, right? And I'm HR, so I kind of like would go through the system and looking at different stuff, and that's how I found that out. But anyway, I knew, and then when I knew, I kind of pressed the issue, and they came back with me with that. I'm like, well, wait a minute, because how is it that you go to school for 4 years and have no HR experience, but you're paid, a substantial amount more than me? Any amount more than me, because I got 5 years of HR experience. So which is it now? Like, it's the kind of the catch-22. It's so anyway, let me not get on that tangent. That's the past. But anyway, long story short, once I really noticed, like at the time, the forex market was $5.3 trillion, and for me, I looked at that and was like, whoa, there's I know what $5.3 trillion looks like. Like, I don't think I know anybody that knows what $5.3 trillion looks like, but I know what $5.3 trillion looks like. So now I just have to figure out how to get it in my pocket, right? Like, that's at the end of the day, like, and it's not illegal. I'm not stealing anything from anybody. Like, it's completely legal. It's a system that I've already participated in, like with free checking accounts and, whatever, because the banks leverage that money, right? Whatever accounts they want me to have to set my money into or blah, 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 they just running it up in these markets and paying me pennies, like, so once I kind of came to that conclusion, there was no looking back for me. Like, even if, like, I didn't know anything about trading, there was no, like, I wasn't even profitable for the longest time. Ask anybody who knows me for real, they'd be like, girl, this girl is delusional, like, but I knew that I was going to get it. I just knew that it was only a matter of time, and ultimately it comes down to self-mastery. And so, like, when you hear a lot of people that are like, oh, I Am Academy is not, like, it's a scam, or I didn't work, or blah blah blah, whatever people want to say, right? At the end of the day, it didn't work for them. And a lot of people don't like to take accountability, and I'm not here to like come down hard or whatever on anybody, right? But I know personally that when I wasn't profitable, and there was years, like, I've been in the business for 4 years, and there was a long span of time where I would be profitable and then I wouldn't, and then I'd be profitable and then I wouldn't, and it was me every time at the end of the day. Me every time at the end of the day. And it doesn't matter, like, even though, like, I'm a college dropout, I'm super, like, nerdy and geeky. I read, like, books and shit like that. I like to read and discover stuff that I never knew about or whatever. So when I got into trading, I literally applied all that energy, and I literally just started geeking out about all the different stuff that I could learn about trading, all the different stuff I could. And then if you know anything about trading, we start talking about Fibonacci's and all these numbers and stuff like that. Then that takes you into a whole nother space. And I used to get on Go Live sessions with Mike Miles, and he'd start talking about different stuff and stuff that I didn't know about, but I felt like it was kind of leaning into where I was headed, so I would go and research that and whatever. So anyway, so it was really an all-encompassing journey for me, and I think that's really important because, yes, you can learn how to trade Forex for free. You can learn how to trade Forex, within a group space or any kind of trading, right? But within Imarketslive, the mentorship in the community is really what sets people apart from being consistently profitable and those that just, they trade. Because you can be a trader and not make no money. You can trade on the charts. You can be a trader. You can be a trader and not make no money, not make any withdrawals, but you could be a trader. And so when you're really coming into people that this is their life, like this is their income, this is what they do, and people that want to put you on, like help you, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing within I Am Academy. And you know what? I want to say, like, a lot of the confusion people might have is like, oh, they didn't get the mentorship that they needed, or they didn't get the connect, or, all that different stuff. And so it is important to, with any educational platform, understand exactly the level of service that you're going to be getting, right? Like, let's say, for example, like whatever, I'm going to go to somebody's house, right? Or a restaurant. We'll just say like a restaurant. I'm going to go to a restaurant, and like, let's say, like, there are two restaurants at the same place, or the like same type of restaurant, like the same chain, whatever. Like, I'm vegan, so we'll just say like a vegan restaurant. But okay, anyway, I'm gonna go in the restaurant and look and see if this is a place that I actually want to eat, right? Like, especially like if I don't know anything about it, like we're on the same spot, and even though they might serve the same thing, right? I want to go in the restaurant and look and see the people that's in the restaurant, who's about to all be making my food. Is this place clean? How does it smell in there? There has been times that I walked into a restaurant and the first smell that hits me is like like toilet water, like bathroom, like water or something like that, and I'll walk right out. I don't want to eat there. Because automatically I walk in there and I'm not feeling like, oh, I want to eat here. I'm fucking repulsed. That's okay. Go to another restaurant. Spend my money at another restaurant, right? So you have the option within I Am Academy to get the same information, but choose which restaurant you're going to work at, right? We're all franchisees or independent business owners at the end of the day. So understanding that, yes, wanting to be connected is important, but connected with the right people that are in alignment with you and your intentions and what you like the goals that you have set and what you want to get out of this opportunity, because this is an opportunity for anyone. But if you happen to come across someone, or maybe someone has come across you, you know, if you're a former trader, right, or formerly have been with I Am Academy, that didn't give you the level of support that you felt like you needed, that doesn't mean that I Am Academy doesn't work, or I Am Academy is bad, or any of that stuff, right? It just means that the person who connected you is learning and growing just like you are. You know, they're not perfect, just like you are. And so, though they were connecting you to an opportunity that could change your life if you allow it, right? At this time in your life, they fell short of, you know, the stewardship that you needed, right? They weren't. They fell short, you know, and that doesn't mean anything on that person. That person, you know, that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, are you gonna let that hold you back from making money, from freeing yourself, from freeing your family, and from getting living the life that you truly want to have? Like, for me, it wasn't. And I definitely didn't have the level of mentorship that I wish I would have had. Like, I literally wish that I could have done a lot of the things that I would see people on Instagram doing, like the level of mentorship that they received back in 2017, 2018, right? And I didn't let that break me. I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna get it together and boss up and get it done. And so I did. And it took me a little bit longer because I did it by myself. I became the mentor that I needed, right, to master this, master myself at the end of the day, because nobody's a master trader. But as I mastered myself and set rules and limits for my trading and how I approach the market, and, you know, just different, just having a set structure that I've been consistently applying, that's all it is at the end of the day. And I ultimately I believe that I went through a lot of, because it's my testimony. It's for me to say, okay, the people that I'm going to be leading into the space, the people that are going to be my mentees, I maybe aren't going through everything that you have gone through, but I have gone through something similar, so I can be better adapt to help you. I can be better adapt to support you. I'm not perfect. I am going to make mistakes, but I think that with my skill set and my abilities and my history, you know, just my experiences, that I'm in a wonderful position. I'm in a wonderful position to be a mentor, and it's honestly a little, it's beautiful and a little scary at the same time to say how I got here, right? Because what I'm saying essentially is that come to me with your goals, come to me with your ambitions, and I'm literally gonna come to you at the table and get it done, you know, like, and really putting that onto me, right? Like, it's one thing to say, like, oh my gosh, I've broken out of poverty, like, I gotta master the skill set, like, I can make money anywhere in the world, like, I walk in the room, I am the money, right? Because anybody can make money off me, make money with me, you know what I mean? So I am the money, I know that, and I can actively back that up, but to be able to help other people come into that space where they come with that same level of confidence, that they come with that same level of assuredness and results, is a wholly other thing. And it's a little scary to take on, but I'm ready. And I feel well supported because I have so many people within my community that are also supporting me and encouraging me, and so it's a whole community. So that's the best part about I Am Academy. So yeah, you can learn how to trade on your own. Yeah, you can do this or whatever. But at the end of the day, we know that we only are so strong when we're divided. So being divisive or having divisive thoughts based on information that you may or may not know to be fully true, or that may or may not even happen to you, right? Don't make decisions based off of what other people say. Like, especially if they're not in a situation where you want to be or the life that you want to live. Like, I can say that a lot of broke people have given me a lot of broke advice, and sometimes I have taken it and I see where it had got me. And it's just being like, just because somebody is older than you or they have a relationship with you does not mean that they know more than you or they know better than you. And I have to keep myself in check with that all the time when I'm talking to my daughter, and she's 9 years old. She tells me stuff that I know she knows more than me. She's an old soul. She knows more than me. So we go through that. But anyway, my point here is to say that I Am Academy completely changed my life. I'm so very grateful for the renewed vision that I have, right? Like, maybe I had a vision as a child and, things didn't go out quite as I had planned. Yeah, things didn't go quite as I had planned. But at the end of the day, like, what it is that I Am Academy, although trading is for everybody, it isn't. It's not for anybody. It's not for anybody. I had the drive, the ambition, the faith and the belief that I am a successful trader. Even when I was having blowing accounts, I knew that I was a successful trader. I knew that I was a multimillionaire. I knew that I was a multi-billionaire. I knew, and I never gave up on that. I never gave up on that. Even when I wasn't seeing the success that I wanted to see, I never gave up on it. And because of that, I can say, like, okay, I'm starting to really reap the fruits of my labor. Now, if I just believed a little bit harder and I worked a little bit more, what more could I have? What more could I do? Okay. Airplane. Okay. So anyway, I know I'm like rambling. It's kind of, this video is probably gonna be super long. I don't mean to do that to y'all, but I just really wanted to share that, everybody has an opinion. So I'm out here to put mine out here, but mine is actually factual. Everybody has an opinion, and I'm here to put mine out here. I have no intentions to, let's see. Okay. So I'm forever grateful for Chris Terry and Isis De La Torre and all of the educators on the Go Live platform, on I Am Academy, everybody who really played a part in I Am Academy coming together, and this movement that has been created because of it, this revolution. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to be a part of it. It's a very powerful time to be alive right now, and I am just in awe at the possibilities. And I don't think that I could have be the person that I am today if it wasn't for this. I remember what it was like working a 9 to 5 and how I looked, how I felt, how I thought about the world, and it's very different than what I'm sitting here in this moment being today. And there is no price that you can put on that. There's no, you can't fake that. That might not be like $1 million, but it's priceless. It's worth way more than that. Like, and coming into this community, coming into this space, everybody's focused on growing at least 1% better every day. Everybody's focused on supporting and loving one another. And there's no other community that you can really be a part of that and truly say that, right? Like, you even hear about, people that be gossiping about whatever in the church. So I don't have any, let's say that we'll cut that out. Okay. It's a really, what do I want to say? So the way that I envision my life now is completely changed, and even my daughter, like my daughter is 9 years old, and she already knows she's gonna be a trader. She already knows that she's infinitely wealthy. You know, she already knows that um, she's never gonna have to work a job. She knows. And she'll even make little jokes and stuff like that. Like when she wants to get on my nerves, like, oh, I'm gonna go work at McDonald's or something like that. And she'll walk out the room like, girl, you're not funny. Like, she does stuff like that. But even my sister, she's 14 years old, and I talked to her about like Kyle the Teenage Trader, right? Like, shout out to him. Like, he just graduated as a multimillionaire and was trading in high school. And so I have created this vision for my sister, shared this with my sister, and she's coming to stay with me in a couple of weeks so she can also learn how to trade. And this is a skill set, this is an ability that no one can ever take away from you. And I'm a product of the product. If people talk about I Am Academy people don't really learn. Like, yes, we have the copy paste profit system where you can literally copy and paste trade ideas into your broker's account and make money. However, if you get on the Go Live sessions, if you get on the Academy sessions, you're learning. If you want to learn, if your ears are learning, you if that mind is ready, you're learning. I'm a product of the product, and I've learned and I've created my own trading strategy from most of the educators on the platform. And I mean, with my other knowledge, I also studied, and when I went to school, I was studying computer engineering. So I've actually paired that knowledge and created, my own trading system, right? And I'm hoping to get it into algorithms and create something that could potentially be on the platform. And it's all because of something that I never quit on. Even when I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to see, even when people were telling me to get a job, or even when people were telling me, oh, they're not real traders, they're marketers, they don't really know what they're doing, all this stuff. And I'm just like, well, they gotta be doing something right, because look at them. This ain't fake. This ain't fake. Like, what you might be talking about could be potentially true, but what are you doing? And look at what they're doing. I gotta make it work, because I need to be over there. I can't be over here anymore. And so that's literally what it came down to for me. And I had to eliminate the naysayers. I literally, if you want to think about me as a hermit, right? Like, I was Scrooge, like in my room with my laptop. Don't bother me. Manifesting mills right now, manifesting millions. Like, don't bother me. And that's just what it became. And a lot of people fell off, but honestly, I still love everybody, and there's nothing but love that comes from me. But it's what I needed to push myself forward, to move forward into the life that I truly desire, into the life that I truly want to have, the life that, that God has promised me, essentially. And I always wondered, like, how it was going to come about. And for me, it's I Am Academy. It's Forex. But you know what? I have definitely put in the time and the work and the effort to make it work for me. It wasn't I don't think of God as like my sky daddy and, everything. I mean, sometimes, right? But just magical things are going to fall and drop from the sky. I asked for something, and then I put in the work to get it done. And things just align. And I trust in that, and I believe in that. And so there's a lot of naysayers, and I can't speak on these people, but I also would wonder about their mental environment. Because if you're not mentally ready for trading, or mentally ready for unlimited possibilities and unlimited money, it's like you could really do damage to yourself. And so people have a lot of hurt, they have a lot of feelings about what it's like to be a Forex trader and to be unsuccessful in the markets, and just how kind of crazy it makes you, right? But that's the point about being in a community of people that actually do this, people that can really mentor you and teach you things about yourself that other people are not going to be able to. You can't talk to, as a trader, I have learned that you can't talk to anybody that is not a trader about your problems, because they're all going to tell you shit that is not in alignment, that's not what you need to hear as a trader, because they're not a trader. They don't know what you need to resolve your problem. So that's it. Yes, you can learn how to trade them for free. You can do that, whatever. But if you only know what you know, then your what you know is limited, right? Like, coming into the space, you have unlimited access to millionaires and billionaires who all just want to help you. Everybody in the business is like everyday people, right? Like, we're all human beings, and we all have goals and, are grounded people, but there's no other business where you could walk up and talk to some high CEO or someone and and expect for them to have a real conversation with you, right? And give you real knowledge on how they got to where they were, and in a sincere place where they want to help you get to where you want to be. And so, not to say that I haven't experienced a few people within like my corporate experience that really wanted to help me get where I wanted to be, help me be me. And I am very, very grateful to them. Wonderful women that I have had the opportunity to be connected with. And honestly, just thinking back, like I'd really take their knowledge and, still apply it today. So anyway, so I Am Academy, despite what other people might say, it's really about changing people's lives, impacting people's lives, because once you have a skill set to literally make money anywhere in the world as long as you have internet. I mean, like if we talk about like COVID and all the stuff that would happen with COVID, right? Everything is shutting down, right? People are losing, businesses are closing down, people are losing work, all this and this and that. But two things that were never disrupted, right? Or never shut down was the internet and the markets. Throughout this whole like global catastrophe or whatever, the markets and the internet never ceased to stop. They always were popping. And in fact, there was more movement last summer in the currency market, right? Like I'm a Forex trader, than I had ever experienced in my trading career. Last summer was like lit and I couldn't even understand why. But I made money off of it. I made money last year when they were worried about economic uncertainty. Everybody's concerned about, oh my gosh, money, this, that, and I'm making money on the internet, no problem. Just think about that. And it's something that they don't teach you in school. So if I'm hitting people up or I'm making myself available to connect with somebody, understand that I'm putting you on. I want to put you on because I want to help you get into a better position, because that's what somebody did for me. I'm just repeating the cycle. Somebody did it for me, and now I'm doing it for somebody else. And at the end of the day, that's all it is. So if you're not interested in being put on, or you're not interested in learning a skill set that's going to free you and free your family, right? Through a network of people, through affiliations and not even affiliations, because that sounds like so corporate and unofficial. This is relationships. We're relationship builders. We are family, right? So wanting to put somebody on and help somebody out, it's not a crime. And being compensated that's not even an issue. People are so accustomed to referring this or that for free. Like if I were to tell you, oh my gosh, girl, I just watched this show on Netflix, it had me laughing. You gotta watch it, it's new. You could not have your Netflix subscription, or you could not, like, you would have it like not paid or whatever. If I tell you that I really watched this show and you should watch it, as your friend, you would watch the show and probably pay the $15-$20 if you didn't, already have it. And neither one of us made a dime. So then if you tell your next friend or whoever, watch this show, blah, 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 the money is not for you. It's not for me. It's not for anybody, within our affiliate, within our connections. So understanding that through connections, through exchanging information, through exchanging intentions and aligning with people within your community, you should be benefited. You should be benefiting. But instead, we have been programmed and positioned to not circulate the money within our network, not circulate the money within our people that we trust and want to rock with, and people that want to see us grow and we want to see them grow. We give it to these mystery people, whatever their mystery intentions are. And so that's what it's like, okay, yes, you can learn for free, or you can try this or try that, but does that person, are the people that you're going to be learning from? Because this, like, when I tell you this has really changed my life, and how you do one thing is how you do everything, how you do anything. And once I really started to understand that, I understood what it was really going to take for me to become a better trader, for me to become a better person, for me to become a better mother, everything. And it's a never-ending journey, right? Like, that's what life is about. But just being a part of a community of people that they're all doing the same thing. So it's like, even if you don't have everything figured out, you can go talk to somebody, or somebody can talk to you and bring you on to something that you needed in your journey and you had no idea. There's so many things I learned about myself as a trader that I never would have knew. I never did know. I never would have knew, like, if I wouldn't have heard from other traders. And then they identified it for me because that was something that they had experienced, something they had went through. So there's really power in a community. So this video is super long. I just kind of want to show you, like, it's so simple. Like, there's no real math involved. There's no I mean, if you can use a calculator, that's about the extent of the calculations that you're gonna be doing. That's the extent of the math. If you can plug some numbers into a calculator and press equals, you can trade. You have the capacity to trade, right? However, mentally, from a mental standpoint, you have to have a little bit more structure. You have to have a little bit more things in place. You got to know a little bit more about yourself, about money, and about the world, about life. So if you don't know that, you're going to be in a cycle of only knowing what you know. Only knowing what you know. And yes, you can find a bunch of different stuff on the internet, but it's like, leverage the knowledge of other people. If we think about great spiritual leaders and the things that they went through that, we might, read about, we are able to read about it and learn from it because they went through it for us. And so again, that's what we do as traders. That's what we do in I Am Academy. As a leader, I have went through a lot of different things so that I could mentor and help other people come through that situation too, whatever it might be. So we'll stop with that. Yeah. Let's see, what else do I want to say? So yeah, with the calculations, it's very simple. And I Am Academy, it's like a cakewalk. We have over 100 over 100 educators, over 20, 30 strategies, and so many different live sessions, so many different ways to trade. Then even when you have the Go Live platform, right? You have the platform and everything that you pay for on the platform, all the stuff, right? Then we also have a community. In our community, we are trading, again, because we're all in alignment with each other. So it's like we're challenging each other and helping each other and just doing different things to manifest the goals what we want to have, to do the things that we want to do within our life. And it's really important, again and again, to be a part of a community. So there's a lot of naysayers, but it's crazy because a lot of people that have their own businesses or whatever learn from the godfathers of I Am Academy. That's how they know what they know, because they learned from the godfathers of I Am Academy, and they just took what they could take and ran with it. And there's nothing wrong with that, if that's their life's ambition. But understanding that as a larger community, I Am Academy can offer all of these products, all of this information, all of this for a small fee. So there's a lot of power in that. And it's because everybody's working together. Everybody's working in alignment. So where some people might have to charge $3,000 for introduction to Forex classes, we have introduction to Forex classes. We got expert level, advanced level analysis, live analysis, all these different things for one small monthly fee. Like if you decide to just not buy a pair of shoes for the month, or I don't know, my cable bill used to be like $300 a month. Like cut off the cable, but just like keep your internet, of course, right? Like just downsize your cable bill, or whatever the situation might be, right? At the end of the day, it's like paying yourself first, because it's a skill set that no one can take from you, and you can run with it and make money anywhere in the world. I can walk into any room in the world and make money and show everybody else how to make money. Like right then and there, they can come in with $20 and they can leave with 30 off of what I know, the skills that I've learned from Chris Terry and affiliates. So anyway, Um, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to really shed some light on that and talk about that because there's no reason to be out here confused and not know where to put your money or who to trust or all this and that. Um, DM me.